Mixed emotions here, Marcus, as we head into the second map. Feels very, very similar to what we said in the first BO3 of today, where it was one team that looked to take it by storm and then a different change, right? It was a lot of resistance met by HSDIRR, and the fact that, as you can see, just underneath your lovely face there, that HSDIRR are a map up to none, is incriminating, it feels like a little bit, because BONK, you know, every day bar Sunday, would have won that game and closed it out from 11-3.
Yeah, I know. It's a shock. I mean, it's a shock to everyone, most likely. Especially, I'd say it's more of a shock once we got to round 11, or the 11th round on the board for BONK, and then the whole comeback. That was the shocking part, right? But I do wanna make sure that we are giving credit where it's due. And HSDIRR playing on the back foot, like I keep on mentioning, they are seriously showing why they deserve to be here, and I'm happy they're doing that because they were one of the teams who I think I actually put bottom of my tier list. I think. And then this is below teams like Hookahs and teams like Vamanos, who we have seen play this week, and we have seen that maybe they haven't performed as how we thought they were going to. So credit where due. HSDIRR, they're playing super, super, super well. And this second game, Breeze, is going to be a battle of the aimers, really, like we saw in the last series.
Yes, indeed, and obviously on Breeze as well. Right, second map, the glaring, I say issue, obviously. Sort of agent selection is up for interpretation, right? I don't think there's ever a right or wrong answer in VALORANT, which is what makes this game so amazing. But we did have no duelists on the side of BONK on the first map on Pearl, right? Which again, like, I'm not saying that you must pick. It's not like you have to pick one of one type, one of another. It's not like that. But I think had we have had maybe an entry element into that team, especially on attacking, on the attacking side of things, they kind of miss that piece, and they kind of get forced into a back wall. Maybe not the only issue, I'm not saying it's the only issue, but, hopefully that changes heading into map 2, and it seems to be it has. Jusu going to pick up a jet.
Yeah, and I like this, right? And I said Jusu is going to be someone that you need to keep your eyes on, and I commonly know Jusu to be a jet player, right? So we go into this game, and what I'm expecting is most likely going to be aggression. It's going to be pop flashes from kicks, and if Jusu can't get online early, then that's what I'm going to be worried about, right? I'm going to be very worried if Lear comes online early, because you and I both know if Lear comes online early, it's going to be a scary, scary game for BONK.
Yes. Right. Let's see here what things happen as we head into the game. Because I don't know. HSDIRR, we're obviously seeing Lear on the jet. We are still seeing, obviously, a Viper coming out. We see a Sky now on Ale as well. Obviously, as the flashing piece, right? I was playing the KO of the previous map, right? So, obviously, still going to be that supportive element, it seems. I'm wondering now for BONK, what are the changes going to be heading into the second map? Because, of course, now your backs are against the wall. You're a map down. You've got to make this one stick. Otherwise, you will be second best and you will lose this series 2-0.
Yeah, and it's like we mentioned earlier on, right? We have that Sky in replacement of the KO. Now, there are positives and there are negatives to this. And hopefully, as long as these guys don't, go too fast, I can quickly tell you that the positive of the KO is that it's a lot easier to hit the B site, right? With that null command, it's one of the most useful things to actually get onto a site. And oh dear, it's a failed flow over the tripwire, and in the meantime, Vicious takes out Chewy, and they're on the B site.
Okay, nicely done. Lear going to find a trade. I mean, at least HSDIRR has shown some resistance, and in fact, BONK now putting things back down to a 2 versus 2. Jusu, another shot. Now it is down to the jet of Lear, watching him dash from right to left. Nothing he could do to stop that. It would have been an unbelievable flick, and it is indeed the big man to end it all. Kicks going to find BONK the first.
Yeah, the two last alive, Kicks and Jusu, the youngsters of the team. It's so great to see these guys thriving in this environment, and just happy that Jusu is doing exactly what I said. And keep your eyes on this player, because I'm gonna say it right here. Okay, I'm gonna say it right here, no. And you can also say what you think. But I'm calling a 28 kill game from Jusu right here. I've already said it. I can feel it. It's going to be a very dominant game from Jusu. Feel free to give me your prediction on how many kills Jusu's going to get, but we're going to be high 20s.
Okay. I thought you were going to bring out I don't care that you broke your elbow, because I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I thought you were charging up to drop a fat meme on us, but no. It is just, expect high-octane action. And do you know what? I think if we do see it, then, you know, they have every reason to just take them out, right? I think there's every opportunity out of Jusu now that, as you said, if he does deliver on that kind of regard, especially on a jet, that piece that we didn't see in map 1, certainly could thrive for BONK. And as you can see, lineup's going to be dropped. And, well, there we go. Our drone dropped in. Chihuahua opening frag, and then it should just be the rest in place, right? Because, of course, this is a half investment for HSDIRR. Fred does indeed collect 1, so damage at least being done here. Where's that come from? 2 kills. Sheriff delivering. BONK has 70 points of health as well. Decides to swing, blinds himself up a little bit, but 2 versus 3 right now. These Vandals, the pairing for BONK, now have to deliver on every single direction.
Look at Ale. He's so aggressive, but he got them first 2. He's feeling the third. Lear with an incredible shot on Bonka. Shui has to take the fight, but Linksy! What? I think they just lost 3 Vandals.
That was a 3v5 as well, by the way. Oh no, it's 4v4, 4v2. And they just get removed. Oh, mate. That's, yeah. Tough pill to swallow. BONK win the pistol. Maybe a sigh of relief comes a little too soon. I was thinking, all right, nice. You know, you find yourself a follow-up. That's where it looks a little more promising. Then out of absolutely nowhere, you just get dumpstered by a half buy for HSDIRR. And now look at the buys, right? It's BONK that look like they've lost the pistol, and it's HSDIRR that walk away with a full Vandal buy.
Yeah, I think that was 2 Vandals, I believe they lost. But I think Cider started that one off. I think he got caught sleeping. He might have been looking at his minimap, but the reaction time on that whole push was not there. But nice reaction from, well, BONK. They're already out on site, and they're going to be playing lineups. I'm confident. They're playing lineups. Shui picks up Lear, going to back into trouble, and doesn't look like Fredden can hit his shots. Finally, he does put Chihuahua in the ground. And he's going to go back for more as well. Jusu tries to take the fight. Doesn't know Bonkar's there, and there we are. Bonkar gets the trade onto Fred, and we're in a 3 versus 3 situation now. We have Kix, has a molly, and we also have the Molotovs coming in from the sky, Retro.
And swing in. There you go. No defuse just yet. 3 versus 2. Cider not spotted. Not going to be spotted now. Well, takes the fight. Linksy does get tagged up. Does deliver. Vicious with the first. Should know where the second is. How was he allowed him to swing, Vicious? What? That is so poor. BONK get a clutch. And, well, I say Cider's clutched around for them. It was an unbelievable shot from the Sheriff. The rest history. HSDIRR let the penny drop.
You cannot let him take that fight with the diffuser. I get it. He may have had only a few bullets remaining, so he couldn't spray. But Vicious, this is your kill right here. Look at it. I think he had about maybe 7 bullets left. But that incredible wide swing and the headshot, they deserved that round. That last play, they deserved that round. Wow. That's... You had me, my bum cheeks were off my seat just then, and that's not even a troll.
On the floor.
I was literally
on the floor.
Up a little bit. Mouth was wide open. I was in shock. Again, they're taking this site super fast. HSDIRR again, they're being pushed back. And the bomb is going down.
Yeah, and look at this. Cypher's just going to try and find his way forward. It's Jusu, Cider, both with frags. This round should be done and in favor of BONK. And, well, it's an easy one, right? I think, as you said, met with little resistance when they take the site. So what's the reason that we can believe that there's going to be a lot of pushback for HSDIRR on the retake, right? It just does feel very much like an empty threat at this point that they are going to attempt this retake.
They found my wire.
Yeah, well, wire dropped at least, so I think understanding that the attacker side... Okay, they are going to meet a little bit of resistance. BONK.
What?
And now, that's an interesting investment of an ultimate. Because there was no way they were winning that round. Had they have just all swung together, you know, it was about damage. And Jusu dies to the spike anyway. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm a little bit stumped as to why that ult was invested. Maybe it was just a misclick, right? You know, sometimes that does happen. We do see it every now and again. But, yeah, very questionable.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to misclick the Hunter's Fury, right? We've all done it. It's not got like a pre-click, right? You haven't got to click it and click it again like the Viper's Pit. But yeah, we're gonna have to. I want to find that one out. I'm sure the people in the chat are probably going to be hitting BONK with some question marks after that play. Yeah. Nice pick from Chewy though. Ao's head has just been removed. It's like the Walking Dead right now. He is on the floor, not getting back up. Obviously no Sage for the resurrection. We're instantly in a 5 versus 4 situation, and straight off of that, they're going to be hitting the B site. BONK, they are not slowing down. Only thing they've got to be careful of right now are the tripwires.
Found you. Only I could see you hide.
Nice, Fredden. I mean, that's an easy pickup, right? Especially when the wall's there. He has the jump, the element of surprise. Lit. He has that dash if he wants to try and make a quick escape towards the site. BONK, he's going to be calling to his team. That's exactly where I'm shooting my recon. Just tell me when. And the word is go. And indeed, it does deliver. Lit thinking that was going to come a lot closer towards him and, you know, come to the top side of the archway. Instead, not the case. Oh, BONK doesn't even mean to hit that shot. But now, of course, for the attacking side, they are 4v2. Although there's some resistance met, HSDIRR going to find at least a couple. But it is Lynxy against 2, and this round is over. BONK with 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to tell you right now, you actually are pronouncing BONK's name wrong. It's actually Godcar.
Okay.
So if we can refer to Godcar as Godcar in the future, that would be fantastic. Look at that. What a god. Incredible. Incredible round from BONK. But yeah, clean round again. It looks like HSDIRR can't really deal with the pace. Again, they're getting the kills though on the retake, but it's just too late. They're not actually being able to do the impact that they want to, and they've all been forced down to Sheriffs, apart from Lear, who'll be investing the Blade Storm. Look at fast again.
I like
5 of them. All there.
I like it. I mean, especially when they know the weaponry from this defending side is not going to be too much to write home about. You can see Lear probably going to try and use the Seekers to get an advantage, and well, side up will just pluck him right out of the sky. Goes Clay Pigeon shooting against the defending Jet, and now turned vulnerable as well to the snake bite. Lynxy does deliver, at least on his terms, for a single frag. But at the end of the day, you know, this is all in vain, it feels like, for HSDIRR, as indeed BONK will neutralize, and it'll be 5-1.
Lear going up and down like an elevator just there. Updrafts, then gets taken straight down to the ground floor. Nice shot coming out from the side of BONK. And yeah, was a bit of a throwaway round. Let's look at the ults going into this round though, right? Let's have a look. We do have, on the side of HSDIRR, well, we have the Hunter's Fury, which, let's pray it doesn't get misclicked. We have the Neural Theft. And then we have the Viper's Pit. So HSDIRR looking good going into this round. They're up against similar ults, I suppose. We have the Null Command. We do have the Blade Storm. We do have the Viper's Pit. So it's going to be interesting to see what ults are actually used in this round.
Here.
Jusu is looking to get aggressive with Kicks. Like I said, these two are going to be paired together, right? It wouldn't surprise me if Kicks does flash through the smoke. He's not. They're going to go instantly for an A-split retro.
Oh, AO caught blinds, although Lynxy does bail him out of that initial engagement. It's Kicks that's able to respond, and of course, that Null Command being dropped in by the attacking side just creates more issues, and now as well, the neural theft, has been brought out by Chihuahua. On top of that, you know, this just gets 10 times harder to get back into, and well, there we have it. It's going to be 4v4. The spike does get sent down, although I say that it's the ultimate, the Hunter's Fury, that pulls it off, and it's Fredden that finds the first. Cider then has to go aggressive despite the Viper's Pit being down. And now, a moment of silence, but it's all kicked back off again as Fredden finds Chihuahua. Lynxy will find the follow-up. BONK against 2, position compromised, against 3 rather, as Lear swings from the right. Then it's an easy pickup. HSDIRR will make it a second.
Yeah, I didn't see that round going the way of HSD. I'm not going to lie, the way they got onto site quickly again, and it was such a nice dash onto yellow with the pot flash from kicks. Obviously, Jusu did get taken down straight away, but the trade was there. I think it's unfortunate that Siler gets taken down, at least in that position, because he would have had a fantastic position for post plant. But, you know, let's just calm it down now from the side of BONK. I think that's what's going to happen. They've been going fast, and it's got them 3 or 4 rounds, but now that one, it didn't work. Let's go back to the drawing board. We don't want to let it get out of our grip, just like last time, right? We saw them last game, 11 rounds. They could not close it out. HSDIRR, they're playing on the back foot, and we know they like it. So let's just see exactly how they work this game. BONK trying to get the pick onto Vicious. Very nice dodge. I think they're actually going to run through this, and they're not going to check the right side.
They would have seen him on the right. They would have seen Vicious approach him from that angle. Okay. Really nice adjustment. 3 versus 3, but look at the HP bars for a couple of these remaining players from BONK, right? Admittedly, they were tagged up, of course, to the ultimate, and they get that HP back, but Jusu in particular, 51 points of health. As Linksy approaches towards the yellow container. There's more orange on this map, right? As Jusu delivers, and, well, 2v3, numbers aren't looking good.
Linksy just revealed that yellow is clear. Fantastic. Unfortunate as well. Does pick up 1, though. Actually makes this very close. Juicy with a nice swing onto Lear. Lear headless, no longer in the round. Linksy with a nice flank, but, well, I say flank around the left pyramid. Is he going to find anyone? They're playing with their food. They're playing with their food. Linksy just trying to find one. He's not going to find it. I think this is curtains, at least for this round. Damn. Damn.
That hurts. That hurts. 6-2. BONK now lead even further. 6 rounds attacking side Breeze, Marcus. You kind of feel like, right? Especially when the positive out of BONK on their previous map, right, was their defending side. That 6 is going to be plenty. I don't know at this point. I mean, HSDIRR are going to call for a timeout. And you know what? I can see it happening. You know, I can see a recovery. But the issue is damage limitation at this point. You're on the defending side of Breeze. We saw this literally in the previous BO3 where it was the defending side that trumped all. And BONK having already delivered on 6, you kind of feel like that no matter what work is done here, especially on this defending side, is going to be redundant. We just need to see an amazing attacking form out of them.
Yeah, no, exactly that. I do think they are in a difficult situation right now. I do feel like, especially economy-wise, you know, you've got one player who's on 4K, and you've got a couple of players who are on 2K, right? So even the economy isn't in line with each other, let alone the actual players. So I think what we're going to need to see from HSDIRR now is potentially trying to create a little bit of space on the sites that aren't being aggroed on. We keep on seeing very fast A hits, so how about we see 3 people take B main, for example? We saw it on the side of BONK on Pearl. They kept on grouping up as 3, and they kept on taking that space, and it was nice to see. I mean, they're kind of doing something. They're getting some information, and they know Chihuahua's there. BONK does take a little bit of damage as well, and look at Jusu. Jusu is going, well, at least is being cautious of the B main push. And wait, and the A push? Being very cautious of the A push as well. I suppose they can. Oh, here we go. Exactly what I was saying. They're gonna take that space. They're looking to take that space. I'm telling you, like yesterday, they had the stream open. They're listening. Chihuahua's there though. Chihuahua's not gonna let them pass. I mean, if Lear gets that kill, that would have been a sad outcome. Ale, is he gonna take the hairs off of Cypher? No, Fredan does though. Fredan does.
And with that, obviously, 4v3. It's just fortunate to be walking away with their lives after that turn of events. And Fredan gives it another go. Sheriffs against Vandals. You kind of know the number. Ooh. Okay, I thought Cider was going to be doing something outrageous then, going for like a knife or something, which would be insanely stupid. no
they
benefit
need.
in doing so at all. Yeah, clearly. And obviously for Lynxy now, 1 versus 4. Tapping away. Jusu missed shots. That is not ideal to allow a Vandal to be scooped up. I mean, it should just get taken away here by Kicks, and that it will. But again, a little bit of damage on a round that HSDIRR don't invest much into.
Yeah, no, it was nice. I like the idea from HSDIRR trying to take that space. You know, I don't think they really did it as a... They didn't do it how I would have wanted them to. You know, if I was the coach, I was saying probably go in numbers, right? You're not investing into this round. Go as 3, go as 4 potentially. I guess the trade was there though from Fredden. And I want to point out, Fredden is proving to be a very, very, very good player. Like, yes, he's only on 7 and 8, but I feel like the impact he's having on these games is quite good. And he's someone we're not talking about, but we're gonna have to hold that thought because it looks like Jusu is about to go crazy on the site.
There you go, Hunter's Fury drawn out as well, attack inside, gonna know exactly what's going on. Jusu blind, and that allows Lynxy to be able to find one. And HSDIRR gonna move back with level numbers 4 versus 4.
Oh, Ale, is he gonna get his temple shot at? No, he's not. He's just gonna kill Cider. They're very spread out. Look at BONK. They're not together at all. They've got to reset here. They've got to. They probably should have reset before Cider tried getting that timing up onto A. Chewy does destroy that trip, which is going to hopefully force a rotation from HSDIRR, but then actually not going to rotate. And Kix is in such a position. They're just playing from the Hunter's Fury. That's it. And Chihuahua's most likely going to be going up middle in this situation. Let's hope he taps the bomb and forces the Hunter's Fury out. Okay. He does maybe go to stick it. But, great. BONK doesn't get hit. Full HP still. Kicks taking some nice space and tunnel as well. This reposition here is going to win them the round. I can just feel it. This position right here. BONK with 1. Ale, his head has gone. What are they going to do?
Difficult one to call. HSDIRR, you know, having the numbers game in their favour. BONK are going to shoot out the recon dart before it does anything too dangerous. Lynxy going to eradicate that though, and to a 2v2 as Kix finds another. Chihuahua moving through the cage, and that is not ideal to see. Nay going to get dropped in as well, hoping that that's going to do enough damage. Lear tagged up twice to it. Fredden's going to find the frag though before it finds the spike defuse, and with that it is a 3rd on the board for HSDIRR. But again, it's silver linings, right? Because no matter what, it's going to be clouded by the idea that BONK have 7 already booked in on the attacking side.
Yeah, I mean, 7's a good lead, especially on the attacking side of Breeze. But I want to quickly take it back to that round. Chewy was in his cage, and Kix had a nice flash going over sight. And I'm unsure if it was the cage timing. I'm not sure if you caught it, but Chewy could have stayed in that cage 1 or 2 seconds longer, and that flash would have blinded them, and then he could have walked out of the cage to get the kill. But he actually went early. I couldn't quite see if the cage did drop or not before the flash went off. Obviously, you're not going to stay in a cage that's about to drop, right? And Ale going for that first kill, doesn't get it, and Chihuahua does get the kill, and this is a lot of information that BONK are going to get, and it's going to be an A-site split here. Lear, he's going to fall 100%. Vicious, though, with 1, with 2,
Whoa.
with 3!
Yeah, that'll do. That will do quite nicely.
Will do.
Spike.
I mean, to be fair, BONK don't have half a chance of winning this round still.
Cage triggered.
You can see, goes down. Question is, what route do they take now in the post plant? Well, it's one that's actually very, very slow. And they want to play for the retake, for the lineups, for
it's too
everything.
late
Yeah, it's
again.
going to be way too late.
It's
Lynxy
too late
holds,
again.
holds. Done! It's going to be 5 on the board for HSDIRR. I thought he actually pulled off of that then because the banner at the top saying that they won was like half a second too late. And I got worried there. But indeed, they just hold, and it indeed is the penultimate round. Well, that was the penultimate round of the first half. This is the last, where HSDIRR, in an ideal world, it's sink or swim. You win a 5th, maybe you give them half a chance. If you lose out on this one, though, it is over.
Yeah, I mean, this is the second time we've seen lineups not work for BONK, right? Siders ran back, but it feels like, again, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I feel like in that situation, I think it was Chihuahua, because it was a 2v2, right? I feel like you can't just let them take sight like that. You have to delay them from getting on the defuse. At least the person that isn't Cider. You have to not let them jump on the bomb because they know that Cider has lineups. So there is no point going for it. And that was the quickest Trailblazer I think I've ever seen. Trailblazer? Am I getting mixed up with the Tasmanian Tiger? The Skyle. That's the quickest Skyle I think I have ever seen come out and been shot. Wow. Suppose they got a bit of info. Seekers, that's the one. I mean,
yeah,
I'm the one that plays this game.
Trailblazer's the Phoenix utility, isn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure the Trailblazer is the second ability. But nonetheless, Jusu picks up Ale, Kix comes into sight, picks up Lear, and this is an instant sight take.
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah, the Trailblazer. Yeah, of course. Yeah, right. I'm with you. It sounds like a Phoenix ability. I was spun a little bit there, but anyway, you hear the KO ult dropped in for Kix. He's just trying to use it to negate any early contact, and of course now popping the ult. It's Cider that brings out the pit. Vicious up close, waiting for that KO ult to fade away. What? Yeah, plays time, plays patience. Kix going to find another. I thought there Vicious was going to win that fight through and through. But now it is just Lynxy against 4. Kix will drop him, and it is 8 on the board for BONK. That is a staggering lead as they head onto the defending side.
Yeah, you're going to be happy with 8, right? There were a couple of rounds that most likely should have gone in the way of BONK but didn't. So, in their heads, they're probably feeling quite confident. We're going to have to see HSDIRR in this situation, though. We're going to have to see them pull out something. You know, something from the Magic Hat. Because, right now, as much as they have only won 4 rounds, I'm not really seeing anything that is a highlight. I'm not seeing anything that's impressing me. I'm not seeing anything that is like, okay, if they can do that one more time, maybe BONK are going to lose this game. I need to see something that's going to give me confidence that they're going to win this game, right? And Pistol Round is going to be a really good start. And it looks like they are just going to be going straight for a B hit here, Retro. No fear.
Yeah, and well, with that comes no time to react, right, for BONK. They can't really put up much of a defense if they never really started with one. Lynxy going to slam down the spike and ultimately... Oh, I like that. Wow, fast reactions on the camera. It's not exactly going to do any damage, but it's just information, and that leaves Ale out of the equation for just a few seconds. Jusu tapping once with the Ghost. BONK opening frag. HSD always having a response. Lynxy nearly snaps back to find the follow-up as well. It's BONK Cider and Kicks up against it. Push it through the Sheriff will find one, but HSD, as I said, they always manage to muster up with a response, and the result will be in their name. It's an easy round for them. Kicks will be pinged off by the recon dart, and it's a 1 against 3, and if its odds already weren't bad, this just makes it slightly worse. Nice shot onto Lear, but it's all in constellation of a round loss. It's a 5th on the board. Transition to the attacking side. Works quite nicely here for HSD.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what I said, right? They need to win the pistol. They've got to give me confidence they're going to start winning some back-to-back rounds. Back-to-back 2 rounds? No, back-to-back rounds. And honestly, if they can convert these next 2, we have a game on our hands here. We have a game on our hands. And if they can get these next 2, which is this one plus the full buy, then honestly, Retro, we could be seeing a series end after map 2 right here. We could see HSDIRR take it, because BONK are giving me nervous vibes. But let me hold that thought. Hang on. It's an absolute slaughter. The round is over already. HSDIRR only lose 1 player, and that's on the side of Lynxy, so they can keep most of their weapons. Very good round from them.
Very, very nicely done. Just able to scoop up an easy conversion, right? It's the follow-up. It's the next rounds that meant most. And, of course, now BONK on the defending side with 5 Vandals. HSD is sticking to their guns and playing for the bonus, right? So, not only are they playing for a bonus, but it's also a shot of belief, right, in this HSD side, that they could afford to, you know, threaten themselves by losing a 9th, by not having the best weaponry heading into this round, because they feel confident that in the future, when they're able to bring out Vandals, that they are going to win this game out, and they are able to convert. You can see already Lear getting tagged up by the Owl drone. BONK already lobbing down all sorts of utility to try and hold on, and it's Vicious that's looking to make space. Lear gonna jump in. First kill and second and third is theirs. Jusu has a trade. 4 versus 2 though. I doubted the bonus buy. How dare I even consider the thought? It's looking so good right now for HSD that it's done near on flawlessly. Only AL fell. It's 7-8.
They are crumbling, Retro, and I am nervous for them. We spoke so highly of them at the start of this series. We spoke about the experience that BONK and Chihuahua and Cider are going to bring to this team. But right now, I am doubting. I am a doubter. And this is not copium for HSDIRR. This is pure confidence in them that they can actually come back and win this. They're not even close to any ults. They're still 3 away from the Null Command. They're 3 away from the Blade Storm. They're 3 away from Hunter's Fury. They've got nothing. They've got nothing. And if HSDIRR can make this a flawless round, we could honestly be seeing a quick game. Or a quick second half, should I say.
Yeah, and it would actually be a quick series despite HSDIRR converting the map pick of their own, but in very close fashion, in a double OT scenario. AO's going to walk out with the Viper Wall. I like this holding shift as well, making no noise as he gets dropped into the water. Chihuahua thinking he has good timing, and well, for AO, that's a bit of an overextension, but at the cost of their own teammate, now HSDIRR, I mean, they're just going to wander into a vacant B site. So actually, it's not terrible, but you have given a gun away.
Yeah, I'm just not 100% sure if, like, that's the play, right? I can't quite remember if he had any flashes left, but if you are trying to sell a fake, oh, Lear's been spotted here. Yeah, Kicks taking the head clear off. Bit of overextending here from the side of HSDIRR. Excuse me. Let's hope that they don't get too confident. Nice.
Wow. Very nice. Very, very nice. And listen, the fact that Lear's dropped as well is an added bonus. Okay, BONK, smile.
He just tried to... Maybe he thinks
knife.
He's playing like Modern Warfare 2 and he's got the throwing knife. That,
well, I don't know, like, went jousting. Thought he had like a spear in his back pocket. Playing Rust now, I don't know, but... Yeah, certainly not not the one to take down the Cypher Util. Of course, it didn't really matter. The outcome of the round was sealed by a very nice double kill from Vicious. And with that, right, 8-8, it's all tied up here. We're only, what, 5 rounds away from HSDIRR becoming the winners of this BO3 off the back as well. Don't forget of an 8-4 loss at halftime. Now they're on the attacking side. Feels like they're a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, a lot more comfortable indeed. And it's nice to see. It really is nice to see. I do like watching the way that HSDIRR are playing, especially on the back foot. Very, very much like Pearl. Very much like when they played Focus on Pearl as well. It's a pleasure to watch them play this. And maybe, if they can win this series, this is what's going to spur them on to actually prove all of the doubters wrong. And doubters, including myself, got to be very careful here, just in case Jusu gets a pick with the operator. Depends how far up short that Chihuahua wants to go. Look at Lear. Lear is edging so close around this corner, but the Seekers do go out. So does the Hunter's Fury as well, but it's not finding anything. It's just like a little fake to try and get them out. Missed shot from Jusu, and Fredan gets the lurk, kicks, claps back. Lear. Okay, we've got a round on our hands here, Retro.
Definitely manageable, isn't it? BONK 3v4 though, and that spike being put down just creates more questions to if this retake is manageable. Lear actually just going to walk into the utility. Oh my word, Chihuahua. Thought that was going to be it, but Fredan and Lynxy still alive. And despite it being a 1v4, cutting the attacking side in half is not enough to win them the round. It's 9-8, and for the first time since what feels like forever, HSDIRR have a lead here on this BO3.
Yeah. This is very much needed, this timeout. BONK is going to be having some serious words for the rest of the boys on this team. You've got people like Cider, you've got people like Jusu. They're just not having the game that I feel like they need. You know, I feel like these are the types of players that we want to see at the top of the leaderboard. But in fact, we have Chihuahua at the top and then Kicks. I guess I may be cursed, Jusu?
Clearly, mate. Clearly.
What did I say? 20,
You
26?
said like 28?
28?
26, 28?
I'll say 26, just so it's a bit closer to what I think the outcome's going to be.
11.
Yeah. This is a serious timeout, this is. Because
Well, yeah.
this round, okay, looking like a throwaway round, right? Just a little bit of damage. Try and damage the what is such a strong economy from HSDIRR, but round 18, throwaway round. Round 19 is going to be the one where if BONK lose 19, I think we're going to have to call it curtains. I think if round 19 goes the way of HSDIRR, if round 18 does too, I think we're going to have, let's just say a very sad side of BONK. But it's funny to me as well, though, because AL's not actually having the greatest game. AL is not having the greatest game, yet his team are still, like, look at this. His team are still putting in the work, right? It's just nice to see, and 3 people suppressed, running straight out onto site. It's a free site. Cider's down. They have no walls. Look at... Okay. Look at... Is that Lear jumping about? Updrafting?
He's just trying to catch the enemy off guard, you know? If he doesn't know what he's doing, they won't know what he's doing.
Did he Blade Storm? Did he use Blade Storm this round, or am I tripping?
He must have done, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he done. Well, Fredan picks up Jusu. Lynxy takes out Chihuahua. What can Kix do? He can get one onto Lear and Lynxy. Well, he kills Kix. Vicious takes BONK down, and we have 10-8. Now, this is the round that I was talking about, Retro. This is the round where if we don't see anything come out from the side of BONK, I think we are going to have a very sad side of BONK. Got a few ults, though, invested into this round, I think. 2-round difference. Juicy with the Blade Storm. Not much money. That's fine. There's a reason that they haven't got much money. They know that Blade Storm is going to be the one for them this round. We have the Neural Theft. We also have Hunter's Fury. As long as BONK doesn't misclick it, they should be good. I still find it crazy, though, how Lear is like... Oh, okay, I was about to say he's going out fast with an operator, but no. The weapon switch comes in, AO with the pop flash through the wall, and off Lear goes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they need to get this aggressive. Clearly, they'll shut me up. They have other plans, other ideas. It's a nice shot from Kix. Lear, of course, always with a response out of him. Jusu able to find one with the knives, and obviously getting them back is important, especially when Chihuahua is able to catch off Lear, and actually a second frag as well. AO now against 3, going to get gunned down by Jusu's knives, and it's 9 on the board for BONK. And that was a round that they invested everything in, right? That was the round we kind of had it on ropes, where if HSDIRR lose, or if they win rather and BONK lose, then I'd argue the game's done, right? The momentum should be too much, but now they're able to rope that lead back in a bit. This is where HSDIRR need to convert, otherwise BONK are going to start running away with this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have a good point that you mentioned about maybe not getting too aggressive, right? They've got a few rounds on a trot. They have got the lead. Did they need to get that aggressive to yellow? I feel like yes. I think it was a right move, but I think it was the adaptation from what BONK did, and they just attacked them from double doors. They totally stopped that aggression towards yellow because of the double door push, and Kix in a very, very scary position here. Gonna try and use that knife to suppress a couple of enemies, but actually doesn't get any. No intel has been gathered. And it looks like they're going to be grouping up towards the A bomb site. You can see AL taking that bomb over to Lear, over to Vicious, and the fake is now trying to be sold. Lynxy and Fredan to sell this fake. The drone goes out, but Cider and Jusu are not moving. How are they going to deal with this operator on Jusu Retro? I think we might have a very messy round right here.
Let's see. Lear, I mean, he's definitely going to be hungry for the entry. It's just a question of when he pops a dash, because that'll be indicative of this A play. And of course, it's only Jusu now to defend on the site itself. Cider is basically blocked off, and as you can see, it's going to go in. Dog going to be used, and well, there you have it. Vicious is able to pick it up through the wall. Flash isn't effective. Cider going to try and block it out, but it's a great shot. And actually, the recon dodge roll by BONK will be his demise. A 2 versus 5 now, as it's Chihuahua and Kix up against it. And a moment of brilliance and a bit of fortune out of Lear, swinging on good timing, Vicious swinging on good timing, getting a shot through the smoke, and the rest is in the books, it feels like. It's a Viper's pit towards the site. HSD are not taking a single risk as BONK left to save. It is going to be 11-9.
Yeah, and the economy right here is busted for BONK. I mean, hunting down these weapons is going to be very, very, very important. I'm just not too sure if Kix is going to be found here. Potentially, he's going to be found. Is Vicious going to see him? It's so close. Kix drops down, but no. They kept 2 Vandals, right? They kept 2 Vandals. I think that's at least one positive we can go with into this next round. But just look at this. It's just absolute domination from Lear. Gets 1, gets 2. It's the aggression you want to see from him. It's exactly what you want to see from him. And HSD, they're jumping around right now. They're happy. They are ecstatic. They could potentially close this series out against what many have said could have been the best team in Polaris. I say could have. It's very, very competitive. Viper's pit
Here.
goes down. Nice to see that. B control. It's not too much
Here.
Chihuahua can do here. Not Chihuahua, sorry. Fredham. Not too much he can do against that.
Here.
So I like this kind of play. They're waiting for Chihuahua basically to have a little peek. Lear on the angle. Oh, that is so smart, by the way. So just to quickly summarize, Viper pushes forward, breaks the trip. Cypher, initial reaction, push forward, just make sure no one's surpassed the angle, right? Has to go forward a little bit deeper into the angle to make sure that no one's tucked up close. And in turn, Lear, holding a very narrow angle, is able to get that first frag. 5v4. Recon dart would have been massive, but Vicious with very nice reactions to be able to block that out before it does too much. Catches another shock dart to the face, but still massive damage done to BONK. 4 on 4, but the HP lead for that attacking side as the spike goes down.
Yeah, that was a nice headshot through the wall onto BONK there. He does have, well, no, he has literally nothing. Juicy dash down. Ale! What a shot onto Kix. Nice reaction time. They have a nice retake wall here, though. Let's see what this wall could do. I mean, these shot darts are doing so much damage this round.
Yeah, need to see it work more as Lear's op puts an end to Jusu's life. Knives are out for Lear. It's 4 in the round, 2 with the op, the nod. He knows exactly what he's done. He knows that he's on camera. He knows he's just shown his talent in Polaris because that's a mega round. If BONK win that, it's 11-10. They're right back in the game, and the money for HSDIRR has to start being plucked out of the very deep pockets they had heading into this one. Instead, Lear delivers a quad kill, and that is the game-sealing play. Knives drawn for the other 2, didn't want to take any chances, and the rest is in the history books. 12-9, map point series 9 point HSDIRR. Who would have seen it coming? I mean, Kremer did, but I doubt that even Kremer would have expected it in this fashion.
And they're going to run it down for the final round. They are going to run it down. They know they're up against. I know they're up against an awful buy. They've got a couple of stingers, 1 vandal. They've only got a sheriff as well. Kix, he's even using a shorty to destroy utility. This is how sad this round is. The spike is down. Oh, Retro, it might be over.
Yeah, it is indeed. Vicious is double. A 3rd in the round. And HSDIRR take a bow. BONK removed from the server with relative ease on their pick as well, as it is indeed the European side that take the series 2-0. And listen, you know, your hands on your head kind of says everything, because even you maybe think that HSDIRR have a chance of winning this one. Do you expect the recovery on map 1? If you do, you need to buy a lottery ticket. And then on that as well, if you double down and say that they were going to win map 2 of Breeze, I don't know. Why aren't you a multi-millionaire by now? Because you, sir, can predict the future. What a brilliant display, though, from HSDIRR. And I'm not going to take it away from them any bit. But BONK, I mean, they were gifted so many rounds of the silver platter, right? This one, for example, right? They win the pistol, they lose the force buy, and then they manage to bounce back. And what a staggering first half it was. 8 rounds on the attacking side, yet still pocketed by a very impressive performance. I've got to give it to Lear. I've got to give it to Vicious as well. Ail's flashes have been unreal. And do you know what? The whole team, I think they just kind of clicked in that second half.
100% they clicked. And I think, honestly, the start of when they clicked was the start of the first game comeback. I feel like, you know, incredible comeback, incredible vibes going into the second game. Yes, they were on the back foot once again, but once they got that lead, it was done for them. You can tell just from the way that they're running around the map. You can see him nodding to himself after getting that lovely 4K, 2 with the Blade Storm, 2 with the Operator. He knows what he done. And like you said, he knows he's on camera. And here we have the scoreboard. Lynxy, surprisingly, actually, Lynxy being on the top, considering the impact I feel like we saw Lear have. But again, all super, 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 super close. Jusu, maybe I cursed Jusu in this game. Maybe I did. Sitting down there on a 0.9 KDA of only 156 ACS. But again, I think everybody from HSDIRR, they deserve this win. Every single person played a part in this win.
Yeah, I don't think you can take this away from the HSDIRR side, right? Like, you really can't argue that, you know, every player turned up to the maximum, right? I mean, Ale's the bottom of the sheet, but how many times did we see flashbangs? How many times did we see seekers? How many times are we going to see a little bit of utility that takes this a whole new era, right? I mean, half of Lear's kills probably wouldn't have been to a vicious wall, wouldn't have been to an Ale flashbang. You've got to respect that, right? And for BONK, obviously, it's really disappointing to see that they don't get this one done. But ultimately, you know, there's still plenty of time in the regular season, right? There's plenty of time before playoffs are kind of drawn up for them to go back and think about it. And fortunately for HSDIRR, right, if you want to think of it the other way, that's their first win, right? Their first game was against Focus. They make them first map look easy. The second map, a little bit of a write-off. These two, though, you know, what's the future for these guys? If they keep performing the way they did against BONK with the composure levels that they had, especially in that first map, yeah, I think there is a really good chance that these guys will surprise a few people in this season. I'm not too sure if we can throw the word playoffs into that just yet for HSDIRR, but I think if we see consistency grow on them over time and they stop letting these early leads get past them, you know, this looks like a very solid force, because it was the two most interesting halves were their second half on defense and the second half on the attack of Breeze.
Yeah, they showed so much variation in when they had their good moments, when they had obviously their negative moments. And like you said, they did gift quite a few rounds to BONK. So when we look at that and we think, okay, the lead should have been probably bigger, right? They probably should have won by a few more.
Yeah.
No, there was a couple of whiffs and a couple of things when you're like, oh boy, what just happened, right? But at the end of the day, they won this very, very strongly. As in, like, they deserved it. They deserved it. Every single one of them. Like, even Ale, he didn't have the greatest of KDs, but his flashes ended up being very, very impactful. So you do have to give it to him. You do have to give it to him.
Speaking of as well, I do believe the big man Ale here to join us for an interview to chat about their win, of course. First and foremost, congratulations. Always nice to see new faces here on the stream. I want to walk back to map 1, right? I want to talk about that first, because you were down a considerable scoreline, right? Lost both pistols. You were down, what, I think it was 11-3, maybe even 11-4. And you still managed to push this to an overtime. What was the communication like, and what do you reckon was the turning point of that first map?
I think for us, you know, the focus game, it was the same thing, right? We were down like 12-6, and what happens usually is that Lynxy says, okay guys, we just play our game, do what we have been talking about, and just, you know, don't do things differently. And I think that really made us, you know, come back into the game and just do the stuff we have been used to. And I think that's why we came back.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's super hard to say this, but I think you do have, or you did have at least, including myself, people that went into this game and they were maybe saying that I think BONK had the upper hand on this, right? You probably saw a few people saying that, you know, you have quite a few doubters out there, but I think you guys playing on the back foot for a lot of that series, or in most of that series, I feel like that actually helped you guys in the victory, right? We were sitting here when you guys were on 11 rounds, and we were like, you know what? If these guys can play on the back foot so well, then this could be a done series if they can make this comeback, right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think a lot of people doubted us, but you know, I think BONK is a really great team. You know, you can't take it from them. They are really great. But I think today we were just showing up for really strong performances, and you know, in the end, we shot really hard as well. So I think, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about the second map as well, right? Because again, like a defensive half, you went down 8-4, came back in the second. Do you guys think you just work well on the back foot and you like those scenarios where it is a bit of a tight one, or is it literally just the way it runs and you guys just enjoy with the momentum?
I think honestly, I don't think anyone likes being on the back foot, honestly, but I think we're pretty used to it now. And you know, especially in practice, well, sometimes we start off really slowly, but we come back. So I think we're used to it, and that's why we can, you know, make those comebacks happen and make it in a great success as well.
Yeah, and last one from me, Ale, is do you think that you guys, I mean, at least 3 or 4 of you have been together quite a long time, right? I think you had 4 of the current roster that we just seen play, that you played in the Red Bull home ground qualifier, right?
Yeah.
The Swiss stage. Do you think that the chemistry that you 4 have is actually one of the reasons that we are seeing these results now coming out of you? Because obviously BONK had quite a few roster changes before coming into Polaris.
Yeah, I think the chemistry we have is really great, you know, and it helps us a lot, even outside the game and inside the game. You know, we are friends in the end as well. So everything we do with respect, and we treat each other with, you know, the maximum, you know, respect. Yeah, and we tell each other when something is wrong or when something is good, and you know, we always keep up on each other, you know, and I think that's why uh, it benefits us.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, Ale. Congratulations on the win as always, and yeah, well done today.
Congrats.
All right, thank you, boys.
No worries at all, man. No worries at all. Listen, I think, you know, I always ask the question of when they like being on the back foot, and I know it sounds silly because as you hear, right, no team ever enjoys being on the back foot, but
Yeah.
it's weirdly seems like a bit of a comfort for them, right? It's like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? They've been in this situation so many times before. It's a little bit like deja vu, right? It's just like, well, you know, let's just do it again. And we saw it twice, right? In both maps, they were down a considerable amount. It was what 11-4 followed by an 8-4, and both times they're able to close the show and basically lock BONK out from winning any rounds on that second half. It's brilliant to see.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, locking a team like BONK out of getting them rounds is a feat in itself.